Hey everyone, this is Djimusic, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the Mapmaker's Guide to 14-week 26B. This was released a couple hours ago, and it's kind of nice. I like the new features that they added. They're starting to work more towards bug fixes, which usually pushes towards a release, so that is good. 1.8 will finally be coming, so spectator mode will actually be in the regular game instead of being in a snapshot, which will be quite awesome. So yeah, let's go into the changes. The first change is actually there's a new type of world that you can generate. If you go to creative, you want to make sure you're in creative. If you go to world options, and as you see, if you scroll normally, there is nothing. But if you hold shift and you go again, you actually will see a new option right after customized, known as Debug Mode. This is actually really cool for texture pack makers, as well as just kind of a cool mode to be in. So as you can see, it doesn't matter anything else as long as it's debug mode's on. Click done. Click create, and when it's done generating, you actually spawn in a new world. This is actually a little world with literally every single type of block in the game, and I believe they're actually by numbered as well. So this is these are 35 and this is 36, or no, actually they're not by number. I don't know how they're organized. They're organized in some unique fashion. You get the idea. It's pretty much every single block in the world, including the ones that are not usually like available to see like spawn normally. There's nothing under these, they just spawn. If you try to break anything, it does not work, so you can't do like survival in this if you're thinking about that. Pretty cool, but you know, you can't do it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All of these are really good for texture pack makers because you can actually test every single thing, make sure that there's no bugs or missing textures. But yeah, let's go back into the other part. Now that we're back in the plugin test world, let's actually look at the new stuff that has been added. If you go into any command block, there's actually a new button. I am not sure what this button does. It does disable showing some of the commands, but the previous output also seems to be messed up. Might be a bug. I'm not sure what this button does, but as you can see, if I run this command by clicking the button, you will actually see hello world, but I do not actually see any, like there's nothing in the previous output. So as you see, this does nothing. In another type of command, as you can see, that does have an output. Click the button, it goes to an X, it just changes to a dash. So I'm not sure what that does. But you get the idea. It has been added. It probably will have more information later. Now the new command that is actually the featured in this is actually the ReplaceItem command. So if I type /replaceItem and then I click tab, there's entity and block, and then there's actually lots of different options. So this is how you use it. If you do /replaceItem entity, click enter, you'll see that there's actually more options. So then you do ReplaceItem entity selector, which is add a or anything like that, the slot, an item, and then all this stuff for the item. So you can actually replace something in a specific slot with another item. So you can set items to slot now, which is a lot easier than having to do it the other way. The other way, you'd actually have to give items before, then give the item, and then clear all the other items. That's actually how I've done it for probably a couple of my games. It is the most annoying thing if you want to put it in the ninth slot, because you have to set items, so you have to run 8 different give commands that don't actually do anything, just to put in the right slot. So now you can just do that. It's also really nice because if there's any other items in the previous slots and you just set the slot, it'll actually override it. So as you can see, if I do this, this one is set to air, but let's have it set to, let's just do stone. As you see, actually I have 64, oops, I actually have 64 stone. If I do 64-1, you'll see a different type of stone. So you actually can do data values. Now it's granite. If I do 64-2, I believe it'll go to the next type. And you get the idea. You can kind of scroll through those and use data values like you were able to do before. It also works with data tags, as I said before. So actually you can add more to this. So as you can see, I have the same thing. Slot.hotbar.8 is actually how you define the hotbar. And then you do the type of item, and then you do the amount, the data value for it, and then you do the actual extra data tags that you want to do. So I just have a color 0, which I don't think it works because it's not actually a color. But you get, actually, I know why that doesn't work, because it's supposed to be here. I got this. There you go. So now it actually will be a black helmet like I wanted to do before. So actually you can see it actually does work with any of that. So anytime you do a color tag, anytime you do a name, anytime you do anything, like if you want to just give them a book, you could do that using my book command, which is now updated for 1.8 for the newest version. So actually if you have a JSON clickable book, it will actually work. So just go download that from my website. It has been updated for JSON clicking support and JSON text support, so you don't have to worry about other stuff like that. So that's another thing, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. It also works with red helmets. So as you can see now, I have red helmets in my inventory. It's a red cap that is red. This one is a black red cap that is not red. So yeah, you get the idea. You can do stuff like that. Another thing you can do, as you can see, my inventory. If I go to this, I have no armor. If I click this button, I actually have armor. So I was just playing around before. You can put names on these as well, as you can see, but you can kind of find these. So if I try to set it to wool. Well, let's say diamond boots. As you can see, when I do that, I actually get diamond boots, and you can also do that for here. And I'll just delete this. Actually, yeah. I will go and change this back to a diamond chest plate. So you can just kind of find whatever you want as long as it's actually supposed to go there. If you try to put wool in this, it will not actually be able to work. So it actually is defined. It's kind of like the enchant command. The command just won't work. It's kind of the exact same thing. So I'm full diamond right now. Then you can also set it to air, and if you do that, then it will clear the slot. So you actually can clear the slot really easily now, which is nice. But this also works with blocks. So you can actually, instead of doing entity in the command, so if you do slash replace item, and then you type block, there's actually more commands. So if you do slash block, you see that there's X, Y, Z, and then slot, item, amount, etc. So actually, instead of doing that, I just have it set to this part of the chest. If you go right here, you'll see replace item block, then you have the coordinates, then you have slot.container 13, which is the center of the chest, and diamond. So if I activate this, you'll see that the middle of this chest is a diamond. If I click this, you'll see it turns to a dirt. And again, you can actually add different stuff to this. So you can actually do like 32 dirt if you want to do. And then if you just do that, you'll see that it's been fixed. And same with here. You can also name it if you would like, just by adding the display name tag. But you can just do that on your own accord. I'm just showing you what you can do now. So that's quite nice. You actually are able to do armor, which is quite awesome because you were not able to do this before. The only way to actually dispense armor was with a dispenser. So now you can actually have a button that gives them armor, which is quite awesome. If you actually hook this up to a clock, you can also fix the problem where they take off their armor. For my game like hide and seek, with hide and seek, that was a big problem because they could just take off their armor. Now that's fixed. You can just put this on a clock, and they can never take off their armor again. Ha ha ha. So I'll be implementing that, which is quite nice, but you get the idea. Moving on, there's actually, the only other thing that was added is world border add. So if you do slash world border, and then you type slash or tab, you can see there's a new command that's called add. This will basically just add blocks to the world border. As you can see now, it's 20 blocks higher, just by saying 20 blocks in 2 seconds. Again, you don't need the 2. And every time you click this, it'll just keep on going 20 blocks, which is pretty cool. If you want to make it, yeah, so you get the idea. Now you can also remove blocks, and as you can see, I'm just removing it after 2 seconds. The way that you do this is actually not with the remove tag. It's not like scoreboard players remove. The only way you can do it is actually by adding a negative value. So it's kind of like adding a negative value with scoreboard players add, which does work. It's just kind of a weird way to do it. So as you can see, it does work fine, and I'm gonna get pushed out. Oh no, it's gone. Those are all the new features. That's pretty much all that they've actually added when it comes to that. But in regards to fixes, there are a couple. As you can see, there's a little TNT cart there. Now if you shoot it with a flame bow, that actually was supposed to happen before, but now it actually does. Creates a huge explosion, which is quite awesome. So you actually put those on tracks, make them move, and when you shoot them with the flame bow, it kind of explodes, which is quite awesome. They also fixed spread players. Now spread players works with relative coordinates. So every time I do this, I'll teleport within 2 blocks of this just because of how I set it up. But now if you actually can have a block that just spreads players around the arena pretty easily. Quite nice. Now finally, Guardians, the little cute little guardian that he is. He actually is supposed to still die on land. They said they fixed that, but it's obviously not. So yeah. Anyway, they fixed that. They said they fixed that, but they did fix it that they die from lava. So now if I shoot him with a flame bow, you'll see he does catch on fire and he is taking damage. I'll just kill him a little bit faster. And now let's spawn a couple of them. And there we go. And now what we'll see is we actually, if they put lava there, then they actually will die from lava. So they actually do die from lava now. I don't know how they're always in water, so I don't know how you'd actually deal with that because they never really see it. But you get the idea, they do actually die from lava. And that is pretty much it. They also fixed barriers. When you broke a barrier, they used to give the no texture, but now they give you the correct texture, which is quite nice because it looked kind of weird giving the purple blocks from a red block. You get the idea. But that is pretty much it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please share this with your friends if you enjoyed. I'll probably be doing this a lot for the next snapshots. I'm just kind of doing it when there's actually stuff that map makers can use. I don't really care about the survival redstone unless it's really cool. So that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys all next time. Goodbye.